let's be frank, you create presentations, you create course content maybe out of AI. You don't know 90% of the content until you go
Yeah,
to
that is true. That is
same
100%
process.
true.
We're trying to build augmented reality experiences for e-commerce segment. People are seeing the use cases that it can be used in, not just in entertainment, but also in other sectors like education, training.
One of the biggest challenges you face is that there are constant problems that are coming in your business. Did you ever feel like pulling out the stops and shutting down the business? All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Success Podcast. I'm here with a very special guest. He's an entrepreneur, a businessman, Achala Veerasurya. He's the founder of Live Room Technologies. And Achala, I'm very glad to have you here.
Really, thank you very much, and I'm really glad to be here as well.
Fantastic. How are you doing today? All good?
Yeah, I'm actually doing very good. Had a couple of busy weeks, but
Okay.
now everything coming back to normal. And yeah,
I know you're a busy guy. Thank you for making the time to be here.
thank you for having me.
Tell me a little bit about Live Room Technologies. What's the business about? What do you all do?
Yeah, so Liveroom is actually a technology business. So we started as a technology service company back in 2015. We started as a technology company, um, specializing in immersive technologies actually. So that covers augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality sort of segments. The thing was, back in 2015, the technologies of immersive technologies rather was actually way ahead of the time. Uh, we had a couple of augmented reality applications where the devices weren't supporting. The devices used to heat up a lot. The battery used to drain a lot. So I would say back in 2015, concept-wise, immersive technology was actually a good thing, but then again, the technology was way ahead of its time. So we started with that, but we survived with service business. We had to pivot into software service providing. We scored a couple of contracts from outside of Sri Lanka, like countries like Japan. We have a long-term relationship with Japanese clients. We have long-term relationship with European clients as well. So we scored a couple of service projects and we survived. And but we didn't give up on immersive technologies because that was our passion. That was where actually what we love was there. So from the beginning itself, we were trying to bring immersive technological stuff into play. And right now, I'm really, really happy to say that we have succeeded. People are seeing the value of immersive technologies. People are seeing the use cases that it can be used in, not just in entertainment, but also in other sectors like education, training, so on and so forth. So right now, I would say people are trying to get into immersive technologies, utilize that in their fields and segments. So right now, we're at a strong stage where we provide services for immersive technological developments. Plus, we have our own software products as well, which are some interesting products we have. So yeah, that's the story.
What got you interested in immersive technology? When did you first realize, okay, this is what I wanted to get into? This is what, because you said you're very passionate about it. So obviously it would have developed over a period of time. When did you first realize that this is what you wanted to get into?
Three major sectors. One is augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. So I'll just walk you through what these three are. So augmented reality is basically where you bring in some outside content and place it in your exact environment, real environment itself. So if we are to place a 3D cup on on top of this table, it will be an augmented reality thing. It immerses with your exact real environment. In virtual reality, what you do is you have to wear that virtual reality headsets and all, where the whole 360 environment is replaced, virtualized. So you'll be feeling that you are in a completely different environment. Mixed reality is actually a mix of both, where you get to have content in your real environment, plus you experience an immersive experience of a completely different environment as well. So having seen that from the beginning itself, it was sort of a magical experience.
How did you get exposed to it initially?
Initially, it was I studied like technology. I have a bachelor's in software engineering. So since the college days itself, we knew that augmented reality was there, virtual reality was there. We have seen the devices coming into play, virtual reality devices like Google Cardboard coming into play. So we were very, enthusiastic about using these devices, seeing what they can do, what extremes that we can go with them, all those things. So that actually drove me into these segments, I would say, at the very initial stages. But then seeing what it can do, seeing what use cases that it can bring to life, seeing what magical things that we can do with that, actually pursued throughout, I would say. So yeah.
That's interesting. So it was while you were in school itself, you got passionate about this technology, and then you followed your bachelor's. That was probably when you got properly immersed into it, and you realized, okay, this is where I want to go in my life. And how did the business come about? What prompted you to start your own thing? Did you work in other companies before? How did that journey come about?
Not really. So since 2015, live room was my thing.
Okay. So
But
that's when
yeah,
you graduated?
I graduated in 2017 actually, so 2 years before.
Okay. Right.
So for live room also, live room actually started as an augmented reality product company, where we were trying to build augmented reality experiences for e-commerce sector.
Okay.
But then again, like I told earlier, it was way ahead of technology. So devices were not supporting augmented reality. The technology wise, we had to go through a lot to develop these technologies. The servers were costing a lot. The 3D content creation was heavy. It was like draining battery out of devices and all. So even though that was the case, we tried to do it because we had that passion. We saw that it's going to work someday, and we were able to score a couple of companies, specifically in the furniture segment, where they wanted to showcase the products in augmented reality in real environments. So we did some trial runs with them. They were very enthusiastic about it. They were very interested about it. So then it sparked to start as a business itself. So started like that. We tried to score more company or like clients as well, which unfortunately didn't work because again, like it was not readily available for you to see using your own mobile devices. You had to have separate mobile applications installed. You had to, like, the consumers itself had to go through a lot to just experience that. So from a consumer point of view, that's not going to work. Hard truth. But by 2018, when we were revamping the product, the technology was up to a level where you can actually just use your mobile browsers to visualize things in augmented reality. So the technology was there, and almost all the mobile devices that you use day to day supported that from the OS level itself. So that was there, and so from 2015 to 2018, I would say we were going through a learning curve of ourselves. So we understood how we need to adapt. We understood how we need to, change our product to the consumer segment, because we were looking at a business point of view from the our direct customers end, who are the vendors, uh, which was wrong. Uh, so we learned those things, and by 2018 we were at a stage where we can actually, go out there and pitch this to customers or vendors who can actually use them and, see some impact in their sales. But unfortunately 2019 COVID hit. And to be honest, even up to this date, I would say that immersive technologies is actually something that people invest in after they invest in their major, or rather core components of technology. So the POS and all those things, they invest in those things first. Immersive technology is actually a value added thing for them. So when COVID hit and the economic crisis hit, the first things that they cut down is those gimmick things. So we were hit huge. Um, but I would say right now we are actually coming up great. People are seeing the value. People are seeing that this is utilizable, and people have started investing in that.
As a businessman, one of the biggest challenges you face is that there are constant problems that are coming in your business. Now, COVID was something that you didn't expect would happen at all, and that would have grind your business to a halt at one point. Did you ever feel like, okay, I can't do this anymore, I need to give up? Did you ever feel like pulling out the stops and shutting down the business? How did you face those challenges that came about?
Actually, an interesting question because during COVID and the economic crisis, if you can remember, most of the companies had to lay off employees, had to let go, had to downsize, had to go through a hell of a lot of things that they like didn't expect. But what we did was we didn't want anyone to go out of the company. We didn't want to lay off anyone because we were working as a team. We were working as a family, and we don't want our family to let go at a hard situation. So we spoke with the team spoke with us, and what we did was, yes, we had to take some maybe salary cuts, we had to take some burden into our hands, we had to work some extra hours, but the team was ready for that because we were backing them. They trusted upon us, and we had to kind of cut down costs, we had to cut down the benefits that we had, all those things, but it had to be done in that time. And we lost a couple of projects as well. We were doing some big service projects which were like facing budget cuts. uh, then again, we didn't downsize the team, we hang in there, we continued working with them. In the free time that we had, we started developing products, we started researching technology wise, we started doing new things, we started collaborating more and more. So that actually sparked new ideas as well within the team itself. So after a hard time, when the economic crisis was settled down and the country was recovering, uh, we sort of came back step by step. I would say we are still coming back. If
Still
I'm being
recovering
honest,
from that.
yeah, still coming up from that. But by that time, the team was actually very enthusiastic because they had new ideas, they had new stuff in their hands, they had new knowledge, they had time to explore their passions as well, and their ideas had been heard, their thoughts have been heard, and we were in the same table, we were discussing them, how to bring it into market, what their ideas are, how to do this, how to do that, everything. So I think that passion and that enthusiasm within the team itself was actually a huge positive for us to survive that time. And even right now, up to this date itself, some of our past team members who had to go out of the country, migrated, and all those things, they still talk to us. They are still interested in working with us. They are interested to pitch in for the ideas we have. Create new things with us. I think that culture, that sort of environment that we created within the company itself, actually really helped us in surviving that.
Absolutely. Now, you said that initially when you started, you wanted to start this off as a product-based business, but then because of the fact that the technology was ahead of its time, you had to switch to a service-based offering. But now you have switched back to, or rather now you have diversified into a more product-based offering. Can you talk a bit about the product you have developed? What are the products you are offering through the company?
Yeah. So having immersive technological background and having immersive technological background's passion in mind, we created a couple of products. So, like I told earlier, immersive technology falls into augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. So we want to cover all those things. So in augmented reality, we were doing the product where you can showcase your product, e-commerce products in augmented reality, which is what we are doing right now as a complete different product, which is called ECAR, which is e-commerce AR. Uh, then we did something crazy with virtual reality stuff. So we came up with a product called Mixmaster VR. Mixmaster VR is actually where you can recreate your party experiences, DJ experiences in a virtual environment.
Okay, basically at your house.
Basically, at your house, you just have to wear a VR device and
Okay.
you are at a party. You can
Okay.
enjoy yourself. So it's realistic. You can join with your friends. It's like a multiplayer game sort of a thing where you can talk with your friends. You can have a immersive experience there. You can walk around. You can interact with other people. You can see actual DJs playing the actual sets. And that was actually a huge that sparked a huge interest within the
This was your concept, is it?
Yes. So my concept, in the sense, the initial idea was mine, but still, like, the team itself developed the concept. Um, and right now we have around 200 plus artists who are on board, DJ artists on board, who are interested in, putting out their sets in this. and we have like a couple of events running each week as we speak. And we have event organizers who are partnering with us to recreate their events in virtual spaces, because even though like in party space, what we don't know, or what most of the people would not know, is that the artists do have a huge audience behind them. So it could be local audience, it could be international audience. If some DJ is playing at a different country, there are people who actually fly to that country just to like go into that party, just for that few hours, couple of hours. So why not bring the party
Experience
to
back
them,
to them.
and why not open it up to other people? Because in Sri Lanka itself, if you can remember, during past couple of months, there were a huge number of parties happening all around Sri Lanka, and there were like thousands of people attending these parties. So there are like, but then again, like say if you have a venue and you can sell a certain number of tickets, let's say you can sell 1,000 tickets, that's your limit.
Yeah.
But if you bring this into a virtual environment,
Sky's the limit.
sky's the limit. So that's what we are doing. And right now we are looking into, right now the release state of the product is that you can create virtual experiences where you can create parties in 3D. But right now we are about to launch a phase where you can actually stream your party or event, concert,
Live.
it could be party, it could be a concert, live using 360. So
Nice.
it's the actual experience.
Right.
So
Now, see, when you first told me about this idea as well, one of the questions that I had, and I posed to you at that time as well, is that will people really want to stay at home and get this experience? Why would they not? Because the whole point of going to a party is that you can actually interact with people. If you're taking alcohol or whatever, you can do it in that moment. You get drunk, you have a good time, you hear the music. It's all happening in that moment. Do you think there is a big market for people that will actually stay at home and want this experience?
yeah, so it's like this. We don't want to make you not go to a party. We want you to go there physically and experience it. If you're in the close vicinity, if you can attend to that party, might as well go to the party. That's the actual experience there. But for people who are actually living, like say outside of the country, who wants to just enjoy that party, who wants to listen to new sets being released, it's not just the party environment that is happening there. It may be new tracks that the DJ artists are releasing. It may be new sets they are releasing. It may be a new lineup that is happening. Maybe just the experience of the environment. So all those things, if we can recreate in 3D and bring it virtually to themselves, staying at their own place rather than going out and spending all this money and all. So that experience is actually something that people will embrace and do embrace, as well as like right
That's
now.
the future of.
That's the future of it, because how many people can we expect to buy a flight ticket and fly down to Sri Lanka just to attend a party?
Absolutely. Yeah.
There are fans who are doing that, but then again, there's a
But it's
huge amount
limited.
of,
Not everyone can
not
do
everyone can do it.
it.
But it's just a couple of bucks of ticket that you have to buy just to experience it in virtual reality.
What is your main target market? Is it America? Is it the Western countries?
I'll be frank with you. For Sri Lanka, we are seeing this work, but it would take time, because right now, where the product is at, it actually supports Oculus devices, which is in Meta platform, and it's around $300. So $300 compared to a Sri Lankan who can actually have that $300 as a disposable income just to buy a VR device, it's like a 50-50 chance right now. But outside of Sri Lanka, I'm not criticizing, but outside of Sri Lanka, $300 is actually nothing. So people who actually have VR devices at home is huge. Just to give you a statistic, in Meta Store, 1 in every 3 applications have made millions.
Phew.
So that means there's a VR device using community out there, who are actually using it on a day-to-day basis, who are actually making transactions within that, purchasing, getting items out of that, purchasing games out of that. So there are people who are making money out of it. It's not all about making money for us as well, but also to bring the experience, because we love that VR experiences. We love creating the experiences. So we wanted to bring those experience to the community. So the community that we are targeting, I would say, mostly is outside of Sri Lanka, but it's like Sri Lankans will also embrace that soon enough.
There is a there is an idea floating around in the world, in the country right now, and I think there's no better person to ask this from. A lot of people think AI technology is replacing human labor, right? And we are going to lose so many jobs. And you see this in companies as well. Companies are having massive layoffs and getting rid of employees on a large scale. But this was the case even when the internet boom happened, right? So do you think, what is your idea on this? Do you think people should adapt to the technology that's coming in? Do you think that as many jobs as people assume would be laid off? What are your thoughts on this?
Um, Again, an interesting question. When it comes to AI, we've seen major companies like going through mass layouts.
Exactly.
Google went through mass layouts, Meta went through mass layouts. Even in Sri Lanka, there were companies who actually laid off people like in numbers
Yeah.
just to replace everyone with AI. If you closely look at it, the common thing that you would see is all the jobs that was replaced were the jobs that were doing the same thing on and off again, like in repeat,
Repetitive jobs.
repetitive jobs.
Okay.
So what I believe and what I understand is that from a technical point of view as well, is that as long as your job is not a repetitive job that you do, then there's
You have a chance.
highly unlikely that your job is going to be replaced. Then again, you yourself will have to improve your skills. You yourself will have to adapt uh, new skills, get used to new stuff, improve yourself, improve your skills to be one step ahead of technology all the time. If not, technology is going to take over at some point, like it or not. But um, the other side of that is that I've seen some of the companies, not most, but some of the companies who actually have laid off employees just to replace those employees with AI have started coming back looking for the employees.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that?
Why? The amount that they have to spend for AI agents for the tokens is exceeding the salaries and the overheads.
Wow. Okay.
So I would compare it like this. So in early stages when the mobile phones actually came out, it was very, very expensive. Even this like the mobile phone was really huge, but it was like huge expensive. But now you have mobile phones you can buy for like $1,000 also, just 1,000 rupees. So it took time. It took a huge amount of improvement in technology for that to become very, very, I would say, consumer friendly, or rather, you can buy it very easily. So I think it will take like a considerable amount of time for AI to come to that stage where it's very cheap to use AI than you people. But right now, I would say AI is actually expensive to use. People are still making money out of AI. People are making big bucks out of AI. So yeah, when it comes to jobs, I would say as long as you stay ahead of the technology, if you adapt yourself to new things, new skills, then you're safe. But if you're stuck at a place where you do the same thing over and over again, if your job is repetitive, it's highly unlikely that AI can take over.
How is the job market for, or how is it like hiring people for the kind of work that you do? Because I know even for the kind of work that I do, which is teaching, and we are also into training, cybersecurity training, and so on. Hiring people is a tough thing. Getting people to stay is even tougher because I feel like this generation, the attention span, the focus that they're giving to their job, their loyalty, their commitment is very low. And they also expect very high salaries, especially if they're coming with a bachelor's or a master's. What's the job market like in your space, and how are you dealing with keeping and retaining good talent?
Okay, so it's like this. The job market, I'll answer the job market first. The job market with AI, it was like the job market was very low. After the economic crisis, also the job market was very low. Why it happened was during the economic crisis, during after COVID, right after COVID, people started migrating. So the people who got the chance to easily migrate were not the freshers, not the seniors, the ones in between. So they had a huge huge opportunity to migrate. So most of the people who were in this middle gap migrated. Then we had a problem where the freshers or the undergraduates who come out as freshers can't come into job opportunities just because they don't have their immediate seniors who will be able to train them. Even for internships, there was a huge problem for a couple of years. People weren't able to find internships. Even like unpaid internships, it was not there. Then there were some, I don't want to name names, but there were some companies who can actually afford that, who paid huge amount of salaries just to get the cream of the freshers out and into their companies. Then there was a huge discrepancy that was that was I would say created rather than automatically happened. It was created, but then it takes time, but it gets saturated slowly. Now I've seen a couple of people who actually migrated also is thinking about coming back to Sri Lanka just because the job market is now settling down, the projects are coming in, people are trying new things here. So that opportunity is there. Having said that, the salary thing, so salary wise also, it's again something that we created, something the industry ourselves had created. Yes, we have to pay good salaries. Obviously, the IT industry, let's be frank, pays good salaries compared to most of the other industries in the country, not just in Sri Lanka, but in most of the countries as well. Like I told you earlier, also, we are not competing directly with India right now. In software industry, we are not competing directly with India. We are competing with countries like Vietnam, Bangladesh. We are competing with India not in price but in quality. As long as we can prove the quality, we can retain projects out of India, but cost-wise we can't. We obviously can't. But something that I have seen is that something that India did correct during COVID period was they invested in products, software products. Within the COVID period, they invested in software products. So they were able to create some unicorn companies out of India during COVID. While we were going through an economic crisis, India was creating unicorn companies. So now India do have a good product portfolio for themselves as well. So I would think that's a good thing compared to like what was earlier, because now we have a better opportunity there just to get the service products out. Because Sri Lanka anyway was surviving in service industry. I think as a country, Sri Lanka had a target of around $5 billion US service market, which I think for this year so far we have surpassed I think 1.2 billion so far, and I think we are in a good track for that. But having said that, we have to retain talent inside of Sri Lanka. We have to have opportunities here for them to engage. We have to create an environment where they can live like a comfortable life here, rather than migrating, and create better opportunities here. So I think now with time it's getting saturated, it's getting normal, and the salary scales are okay, like settling down. If we are to compete with other countries and get the jobs done, so good times ahead, I think. I feel it like that.
Now, see, with the technology development, now let's go back to maybe just the internet, the social media. Because of a lot of these technology, human interactions, being able to speak to someone, being able to ask someone questions, just being able to have a conversation with someone on a day-to-day basis, that ability has significantly decreased in a lot of people. With the advancement of technology even further, now let's take for example, you don't really have to go out to party anymore. If that's the future, what is going to happen to our ability to communicate, our ability to interact with other people? Do you think this is going to significantly reduce? Or do you think with the advancement of technology even further, there might be more potential for people to connect with each other, build up better relationships? What is your thought on this?
Um, People might come at me for this, but But the thing is, have you noticed that we have mobile apps for everything right now?
Correct.
We have mobile apps for everything. We don't have to talk with anyone to get anything done.
Absolutely.
Earlier, back in the day, you had to call the shops and order food.
Yeah.
Right now, you just have like couple of taps in your phone.
Yeah.
You have your food at the doorstep.
Yeah.
Not like they don't even tap your door. They just leave the food at your door, take a photograph, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
See, what technology has done is what consumers have asked for, is what I would think.
Okay.
Because the current generation, they prefer not to talk with humans as much as possible. They want to keep distance out of humans. They want to live in their own bubble.
Mm.
So technology has catered that
Mm.
demand and supply.
Mm. But is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? What do you think?
For me personally, I would think it should be in a balance.
Mm.
Yes, I myself do prefer to use an app and get something done rather than talking with people, because I might have to go through a whole lot of questions. I might have to go through a whole lot of set of emotions just to get a simple thing done.
Yeah.
But then again, we live in a world where we have to have each other.
Yeah.
We have to have people around us.
Mm.
Even though we think that we can survive alone, it's not the case. Because for us to survive, like if we are to get something done, we have to get support from someone else.
Absolutely.
You can't do anything like
You can't do
100% of
everything.
everything by yourself.
Exactly.
So that communication, that level of interactions, the connectivity that you have with people needs to be there. But I would say technology has supported that also in a way. That's why you can say that world is at your fingertips right now.
Hmm.
So you can talk to anyone who is on the other side of the world just by press of buttons.
Mm.
But I would say technology is enabling what the consumers are asking for,
Mm.
unfortunately, but it needs to be in a balance.
Mm. Do you think we are heading towards a lonelier generation of people?
Unfortunately, yes. But then again, it's on us to kind of balance it out.
Mm.
Because uh, okay, I'm coming from a generation where we actually had that good childhood,
Mm.
where
Mm.
we went out and play with the people, where we didn't have these consumer technologies as much.
Mm.
Back in the day, we had like big CRT monitors and huge CPUs and everything. So coming from that generation, I would say uh, that balance is actually that balance has helped us a lot,
Absolutely.
because we have seen what technology can do, plus we have seen how we can survive without the technology also.
Absolutely.
Like how people got things done during, like, when you didn't have the technology. So we are heading towards a lonelier generation, yes,
Mm.
but it's upon us to change it.
Mm.
Whether we are changing it or not, it's totally upon us.
Mm.
Technology you want, you need, but how far you're going to go with it is on you.
Mm. Now, when it comes to doing our day-to-day work, now even in my field of work, we use a lot of ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. It's come to a point where we can't even imagine getting our work done without any of these tools. When it comes to children, see, one of the reasons that to this day we are a little more creative, we can think out of the box, is because we used to read, we used to do research by ourselves. Even to study, we had to put in a lot of physical effort to make sure that we were studying, thinking, and getting things done. But now, with the penetration that these AI bots are having, do you think that the thinking capacity, the creative capacity of children and future generations in general is going to reduce? Or do you think that these would support them to think in a different way altogether and get things done in a more efficient way?
Up to a certain extent, it would reduce,
Hmm.
I would say. But we have been very resilient, so that I think we can, up to a certain extent, get around it as well.
Hmm.
But let's be frank, like back in the day, what we used to do was, when we had internet, we used to Google everything.
Hmm.
But now we don't Google anything.
Hmm.
We chat GPT.
Yeah. That's true.
Simple as that.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't go to Google and do your own research. You just use ChatGPT.
Correct.
I think if we can relate this to something that we also had like back in the day, when we were schooling, we weren't allowed to take calculators to school.
Mm.
Even though you had calculators, you had to do like your
Your own
own
sums.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
You had to like add numbers by yourself.
yeah,
So, but the technology was there.
yeah,
You could have used it.
yeah.
So, whether you're using the technology for your own benefit to make stuff easier, or whether you're using the technology and dumbing yourself down, is then again up to you. But creativity wise, again, something that I told you earlier as well, but creativity wise, I personally believe we have to keep creative stuff out of AI as much as possible. But unfortunately, that's not happening. You can create music, you can create images, you can create videos. Right now, we are
Absolutely.
creating videos using LLMs.
Absolutely. Even we are
We
doing
are
the
doing
same
that.
thing. Yeah.
But is that going to make us lives easier? Up to a certain extent, yes. But let's be frank, you create presentations, you create course content maybe out of AI. You don't know 90% of the content until, until you go to
Yeah,
the
that is true. That is
same
100%
process
true.
well.
Yeah,
Same
yeah,
process well.
yeah,
But are we compromising that? Is
yeah.
upon us, is what I believe. But
Mm.
as much as possible, if you can keep those creative stuff out of I think at least that would survive. But unfortunately, it's not
That
happening.
is, it's not going to happen because, like you said, I mean, even putting a slide deck together earlier, where we would sit down with a PowerPoint and we would actually design it.
Design
We'd
it,
put some
yes.
effort into thinking, okay, this is where this should go, this is where this should go. We'd put a lot of effort into it. Now you can
The
just
animations and all.
now it's such a simple thing. You put a prompt in, and I was trying to build this website, and the guy who was building the website, he showed me a draft that he had built completely using Claude code, and he showed me every single part of the website, from getting the payments in to showing the video course. Everything he had just done through a prompt.
Yes.
What's happening to, what's happening to the people that had these jobs earlier? Because right now the only requirement you would really need is to be able to speak English well.
Yes.
Am I right?
True. True.
Right, because if you can do that and you can sit down with any of these chatbots and properly prompt it, you should be able to get a very good output out.
Unfortunately, we have come to that stage.
I mean, with that being said, do you think now that it's important that people actually put a lot of effort into learning how to speak English well, how to communicate well, how to write well? Because just because you know a little bit of English right now, it's not going to help you too much. What do you think maybe the government of Sri Lanka can even do to make sure that children that are coming out of schools are educated on the English language so that they can use these tools in a better way?
Yes, there's a lot that the government, parents, the elder generation, us, like we as a like leading generation, can do about this. Like you correctly said, yes, as long as you can communicate well, as long as you can clearly communicate your idea to the LLM, you can get anything done out of the LLM.
Hmm.
But the point being, you can clearly communicate it.
Hmm.
So what the government, we anyway have to adapt to those technologies.
Hmm.
We anyway have to adapt to those technologies. So back in the day, we didn't have AI in the course materials. We didn't have technology in the course materials. We had like history and all those things. Yes, you have to learn those things as well. But with the technologies being improved, with the society being changing, with the generations coming out, different generations coming out, and the expectations being different, we have to cater to that.
Hmm.
But compared to that, I have seen like even in schools, like mostly international schools, have adapted these technologies, adapted these course materials where they improve the skills of communication skills of students. And in workplaces also, they have. I've seen most of the workplaces have started speaking in English. They have started to improve soft skills of the employees. In tech industry specifically, we have like tech talks, community meetups where you speak with each other, where you like present your ideas, where you talk with each other, network with people. So as long as you do those things correctly, as long as you do those things frequently, I would say you will improve your communication skills. um, Whether that can be taught to everyone is a problem, because some people would catch that, some people would understand it, and some people would use it. But most people, even when we were small, what was said was, watch as much as possible, like movies, TV series, documentaries. You will learn how to speak. You will catch up on phrases. You will catch up on idioms. You will catch up on how to express your feelings. So there's up to a certain extent that we can teach them, up to a certain extent that they will have to embrace themselves or learn themselves as well. But does the government and the generations like us have to do something about it? Yes, we have to. Whether that is through just course material is a problem, I would say no. I would say we have to create more opportunities for people to interact with each other, meet people, communicate with people, uh, engage with others, get to know their ideas, get to know how they behave. So communication for me is not just putting words out from your mouth. Communication for me is actually a collection of talking, your voice, your tone of voice, how your face behaves, or the facial expressions, collection of all those things. It's not just putting your words out.
Absolutely.
So I'll tell it to you like this. Right now, most of the people are using WhatsApp. Fortunately, now they have voice notes, but initially they didn't have voice notes, so we had to type everything and send.
Yeah.
If you type everything and send,
Yeah.
if you send me a message and the tone that I read the message is different from the tone that you expected me to read the message, then the whole thing is a problem. So the whole idea that I get could be different. So that's why I think communication is not just, speaking the words out loud, but also a collection of all those things. So
Have you watched this Key and Peele skit where so one of the guys is texting saying, "Hey, I want to meet to have a drink," and so on.
yes,
Have you
I
seen
saw
that?
that. Yes, I saw that.
That's hilarious, right? That's
Yes,
exactly what you
that's
said.
exactly what.
Because the tonality that I interpret your message might be totally different to the emotion
Exactly.
that you had when you sent it to me. That's absolutely true. When you are able to communicate well, I think there's a lot that you can get done, especially with how technology is advancing now. We think that communication is not such an effective tool, but I think it's everything as we are moving forward.
Everything likes on communication anyway.
Exactly. So, you mentioned an interesting point about the school curriculum. Now, we learn things like history, Sinhala, literature, and things like that. When we come into the workforce, most of those things get redundant.
Yes.
It's either they get completely redundant or anything we need to learn, we can just get it through either Google or ChatGPT or whatever. How do you think learning can be changed? Maybe it might not change on a government level. I don't think that will happen for at least the next 40, 50 years. But at least at home, what can parents do to give their students a better education of how to face the workforce once they have left school? Because I know we were not prepared for that. When we left school, when I was in school, I just went to school to have a good time. I went to play, I used to play sports, jump out of classes. There was no gravity of what's going to happen after I leave school, right? And I don't think a lot of students are prepared for that. They have no idea what they want to do. There's only very few people, now, such as yourself, that would have an idea of, hey, this is what I want to get into once I leave school. And most of the opportunities that are available out there, we are clueless on. Because everything we've been told is, hey, you have to pass your O levels, you have to pass your A levels, get a degree, get a job. What is the job? Nobody knows what the job is, right? So, what do you think that parents, maybe even teachers, influencers on social media can do to get people more immersed into, or get children especially immersed into what opportunities are out there and what they can do once they leave once they leave their school life?
For me, schooling is learning stuff, true. There are subject materials that you learn, that you put You put it to your mind and you go to an exam and write.
Hmm.
But if I look at it from a different perspective, I would say schooling actually teaches you not the subject material itself, but how do you grab information?
Hmm.
How do you keep that in mind and use those information for your benefit or your work?
Hmm.
Does that have to be combined with soft skills? Yes,
Hmm.
true. Subject materials, like you said, when you leave the school, it becomes redundant. We don't use anything that we like learned in history, not even in maths, like small stuff that we learned in maths also we are not using.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
But the mentality that we had understood from learning those subject materials, from thinking logically out of there, that has helped us,
Hmm.
I would say.
Hmm.
Up until very recently, I would say, after you leave school, in college or university, the things that you learn, you use in your workforce life.
Hmm.
When you work, when you become like step into the industry. But very recent, since like couple of years ago itself, I think huge companies like Meta
Hmm.
itself have stopped looking at the paper qualifications of people.
Hmm.
They're looking at people who can actually do stuff. Whether they are self-taught, that doesn't matter, because information is readily available. You can go to YouTube, you can teach yourself.
Hmm.
Subject material, you can teach yourself.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
As long as you have the ability to grab that knowledge, you have the ability to logically think and apply it, you can find good jobs. You can
Absolutely.
survive your life. So
Absolutely.
it might not be the case here in Sri Lanka right now, but it's getting there.
But even in Sri Lanka, it's a situation, right? Because you might have a degree, you might have a master's. Even if you have a master's, there might be someone fresh out of school that can do 10 times the work that you can.
There are cases like that. There
Absolutely.
definitely are cases like that.
Yeah.
So how you teach yourself, what you teach yourself is upon you. As long as you have a passion about something, you find it from the earliest as possible and then pursue it. School, it teaches you logical thinking is what I think.
Hmm.
Subject materials, what you learn from school, you can use it to pass your exams. Again, people might come at me, but you can use it to pass your exams. You can
Yeah.
pass your exams, then you have some sort of a qualification just to enter into maybe professional qualifications or like degrees, postgraduates, and all those things. But use that as a stepping stone.
Hmm.
Get into college, get the subject material of what you want to pursue it.
Hmm.
Because again, when we were schooling, it was either we have to do bio and become a doctor,
Hmm.
maths and become an engineer,
Yeah.
or arts and become a lawyer,
Yeah.
or commerce and become a banker.
Yeah.
Those are the four professions that all the parents wanted their children to be.
Correct.
Now it has changed, though.
Absolutely.
Now they have seen the opportunities. Now they have seen that there are many other paths that people can go into. So the rate of I'm not encouraging this, but the rate of people who are actually completing their O levels and going to do A levels have dropped,
Yeah.
because they
Dramatically.
dramatically dropped,
Yeah.
because they see the opportunities are available where they don't have to spend a couple of more years to do their levels, and maybe may or may not select to government universities, but they can do a foundation from O level and go to whatever the field that they have a passion in.
Yeah.
So why not utilize that is what I say. So in Sri Lanka, you do your O levels in 16
Hmm.
when you're 16. So by the time you're 18, you can complete the foundations, you can start your degrees. And by the time you're 23, you can come out of universities as well.
Hmm.
Why not use that opportunity?
Yeah, because some people have that go-getter mentality. Because I know this girl who's about 18 years old. She dropped out of school, she started her own business. Now she's profiting about 600, 700,000 rupees a month at 18 years old. That's more than most people make when they're 50 or 60 years old working in a company.
True.
And I personally believe that if, like you said, if you are a go-getter, if you are able to learn by yourself, the opportunities that are available now are absolutely crazy.
The current generation is actually grabbing that really well.
Yes, that's true. Their people skills are not
Yeah,
great,
yeah,
but they have understood that technology can take them very
very
fast.
fast.
So, like you said, as long as you can strike that balance, because what you don't want to end up also is be 30, 35 years old have no friends at all, have no, because once you have made all your money, you need to have people to enjoy that
Yes.
with. You need to have a partner, you need to have a family. So I think if you can strike that right balance,
Yes.
you will be in a good position. What is the future for your company?
Um, we're focusing on products right now. We're not giving up on services because we have like capability, passion to do that as well. But we are focusing on our products, specifically the VR products and AR products that we bring into market. We want to take it to a global level where it's not just because uh, since recent, if you had followed some tech news in very recent times, there have been companies who were born out of Sri Lanka who were acquired by global companies. The trend is happening. So right now is the best opportunity if we can go global with that for us to make a mark of Sri Lanka outside globally. So we are focusing in that. We want to get there, and we definitely will get there soon. Um, we want to keep on giving back to the society as well. We want, as a company ourselves, we want to keep that family like passion within the company itself. We want to have that team mentality inside the company as well, and we want everyone to be responsible on what they do and sort of be benefited out of it as well. So it's not just one man's journey, it's a team's journey. So we have around 50 people working at Liveroom right now who actually anyway contributes into this journey. So I want to take everyone with me, not just the ones who we have right now, maybe the ones who are going to join the company in the future days as well. I want everyone to grow together, and I want everyone to succeed together. So that's the plan. So that's the journey that we are going to go.
Absolutely. For anyone that's trying to come up in this space, someone that wants to become an entrepreneur, someone that wants to become a businessman, start something of their own, what is the best advice that you would like to leave them with?
Go and do it. Easy as
Just
that.
do it.
Just do it. Because many people think, many people keep planning, and many people think that they have to become perfectionist of it. So I also had that mentality for a while. So like I didn't want to put anything out unless I see that it's completed perfection, like it had his perfection. That's not the case though. You have to start somewhere. You will improve over time. You have to start somewhere. You will have to keep on doing it. Consistency is key. Keep on doing it. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have a good team behind you that believes in you, believes in what you do, and they also have the passion towards that. As long as you have that, taking action is the only thing that you will have to do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Achala. Thank you for being here today and accepting my invitation to come here.
Thank you very much. It was really a pleasure to be here, and thank you for
Absolutely.
inviting me.
Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Share this with a friend, and to watch all our upcoming videos, click the notification bell and stay subscribed. Till our next video, keep practicing.